Aha, Power 10 under 10, na hii ni car story. Hello there, this is Power 10 under 10, na hii ni car story. So today I'm sitting on a classic car. This is a Toyota RN40 of manufacture 1981. Well, today I want to tell you a classic story. You see, my grandfather had one of these. Not exactly one of these, but he had a Nissan Datsun 1200. You know it, most of you. And the opulence that came with this kind of cars in the years 70s, 80s, 90s was something very classical. Now, on this classic car tale, I want to remember some years back when I was born. Late in the, I'll not mention the year, the people who had this type of cars, you know, this is actually a very luxurious Toyota. This is not a Hilux. Most of the people who had these cars walikuwa wanatambuliwa sana kwa vijiji, and we had one of those in our village. He had a very large parcel of land, and then he had a wife. He had actually 2 wives and the kids. So in this parcel of land, alikuwa amepanda matunda. Boys will always be boys. So that is in the 204s, 205s. I had a bike, I had a bicycle. And I was also very opulent, having a bicycle, owning a bicycle back then, and not the Black Mamba. You all know the Black Mamba. And not the Black Mamba was something very luxurious. So this one time we decided to go and steal mangoes from his farm. Well, of course, my bicycle had a carrier. It had a carrier at the front. And my friends told me, tutakuwa tukichukua, zingine tunaweka hapa mbele, and the others tutaweka kwa gunia, then ufungilia hapa nyuma. And I was very okay with that. So we went there, started picking the matundas, the mangoes, and mid-halfway, we had the dogs back. Of course, having such a car in the 80s, you had to own a dog, because watu wangekuwa wanaiba hii. You know, most of you know about the multi-lock system and everything, lakini bado ingeibwa. So we had the dogs coming, and of course we had to rush out. But unfortunately, I was not able to rush out with my bicycle, so we left it in the farm. And going back home, I had to tell my grandfather, my late grandfather, may he rest in peace. Tulienda na nilisahau baiskeli yangu huko, because I couldn't approach that man. But I knew if I told my dad, he would beat the crap out of me. So I had to go there and tell my grandfather either way. And my grandfather was very, he was very annoyed at first. But then he told me, such are the stages of life, that I see you are growing into be a fine young gentleman. Unataka kufanya vitu, all that routine, tumepitia hata sisi. And of course we went, and the bike came back, and I was very mad at the boys for almost 3 weeks. Sikuwa nawapatia baiskeli. You know, having a bike back then was like owning the ball. When we played football, ile ya makaratasi. When the owner of the ball was mad, all of us will go home, because he will take the ball and go with it home. Or if you put someone else in a team that he was not willing to work with. So it was the same case. Mimi nikachukua baiskeli yangu. So for 3 weeks I used to ride alone. I wasn't actually giving any person to ride, because I was so mad. Why will they run away and leave me and leave my bike? Well, classic cartels. Talk of dating in the 90s. My grandfather used to tell me they had no phones or anything, so they used to write letters. And such a tradition, as I say in the previous episodes, still there in the colleges and campuses and even in high schools. Kila mtu anataka kuonekana akiwa opulent because of having a girl, or maybe driving a car. Well, such is life. That is Power 10 under 10, na hiyo imekuwa car story.